earlier how I showed you that the sun is over here. Let's bring that a little closer to us so that we can do some work with it. It doesn't matter exactly where it is, but you just kind of pull it up here. And what matters is when you rotate it. So if I rotate this down, it changes the time of day, right? So if I pull this down this way, it changes the way this light, tug on this here. And then I'm going to go back down and take a look and see how the sun is affecting this here. So it's a little more of an evening light. It's kind of neat. Let's see what it looks like in game mode. Alright, yeah, it looks kind of more of a evening light. Even though the sun is up there, which is the skybox, it's not the light itself. I changed the light. Maybe I'll go change the skybox as well. So it just kind of makes it look kind of a little bit more, warm. It's kind of nice. I like doing that once in a while. Instead, I think I'm going to go for a seamless ground texture. I found one that says seamless. I'm going to save this one and try seamless ground texture. And I'm going to create a layer, type seamless ground texture. Alright, so now if I paint this, it'll probably look a little nicer. Yeah, it looks a little bit nicer. I'm going to change it up here, try some star pattern in there. I might have it go down this hill here and make its way over. So I'm going to drop this, lower the terrain. Whoops. Lower the terrain down. I'm going to try to step it down here, so let's see if I can do that gracefully. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit, bring it down, smooth it over. There we go, smoothing it over. Smooth it over this way. Maybe. Alright. Go back to my painting of the sand. Whoops, that's a little too stark. Let's use something else. Yeah, there you have it. So now I'm going to go for another darker one as well. I'm going to call this one Seamless 2. So I got the Seamless 2 here. I'm going to go to my terrain. I'm going to edit my terrain. I believe it's this one. Here we go. And that one, I'm going to put a smattering of that. Make sure you select it in there to kind of give it a different look, right? So you have a combination of different colors. All right. Alright, let's take a look and see what that looks like, and let's see if we can walk around. There's the... Alright, so I'm going to take a walk down this hill, see how it goes. Whoa, pretty cool. I'm going to head back up, and having a little trouble getting up that hill, so I'm going to have to flatten that out a little bit. Alright, also as you're laying down your textures, you can change the opacity as well, and that's how strong it's going to be. So mess around with that as you do it as well, so it looks more natural. So I want to demonstrate some other concepts, such as adding water. So I just kind of cleared out this land a little bit, made like a little ravine for some water. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my standard assets, and I'm going to look under environment. You notice there's water and water basic. Let's go to water. And then prefabs. We want water pro daytime. What we're going to do is we're going to drag that in place. And then we're going to need to do some scaling as well, obviously, and rotating so that the water is in the entire ravine here. I'm going to scale this out this way, but obviously not so much that it's falling out of the earth. I guess I'll drop it there and kind of close this in so it doesn't, have like, it'll look like it's just floating up in the air there. So I'll just go back to the terrain. I will take my brush and choose raise or lower. Actually, I'm going to set height. And I think my height was at, I don't know, 825 or so. Oh, that's good enough. I'm going to actually change that back to, I thought it was 18 that I had, 14. Let's do 14. There we go. There. So now it's kind of like a filled-in water area. And I can decide if I want to make that come up higher, such as this. Obviously, I need to fill in this area over here. So I'm going to widen that up a little bit. I'm going to fill it in. Notice how some water dropped out over here. So, you just build up the land around it. Try to encase it a bit. So let's see if I can do that real quick. I'm going to go back to my terrain and kind of build that up, kind of make it hide it so it's there. All right, now let's take a look and see what it looks like when we're walking around. So let's see, where am I? Whoa, over here. Let's go check out our water. Ah, nice looking water. Ooh. All right, so we got water. Yeah. We're going to want to, kind of give it a little bit more life around the water. So we're going to go back to terrain. I meant life, like dirt, kind of make it look like it belongs there. So we're going to go back to terrain, and we're going to go to our painter, and we're going to add some seamless dirt, kind of, see? Maybe a smaller brush. Mix up the opacity, mix up the brush style, and kind of add some dirt around it. Give some character, right? Because this is not supposed to be all green. And wear a path over to the village, right? All right, that's the idea. So what we're going to do is add a bridge. I'm giving you a bridge file. You're going to drag it in, and it's going to be ginormous. You're going to have to scale this down. I believe 0.05 is what I've experimented with, 0.05 for this tutorial. So go ahead and type 0.05 in there, and notice it comes with like this this blue thing here. What you're going to do is you're going to right-click. First of all, unpack the prefab, click the plane, delete, and that's gone. Now you can focus on getting the bridge to go where you want it to go. In this case, we're going to get it down here. We're probably going to try to stretch it out a little bit across the water. And the objective here is to get a bridge that works. So you want it to be across the water as such. You may need to raise and lower the land. You may need to rotate. There's a few options for you. Right now I'm just going to kind of drop it in place. Alright, now what we want to do is add some trees. It's pretty plain without trees, right? So let's go into environment. Let's go to speed tree. And you have a few different ones here. You got broadleaf, conifer, and palm. Let's go with the broadleaf. And let's try this broadleaf tree right here. And hopefully it didn't crash your computer. I'm going to scale that down quite a bit. So we got a 1:1 scale. Let's do a 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Let's look at where it is located. Make sure it's on the ground, which I think it is. Let's have a look. We have a tree that's not exactly in the ground. We can put it a little bit in the ground, or we can build up the ground around it. Actually, that might be smarter. So, you know, kind of make like a little hump around it. So let's go into terrain. Let's get our paintbrush. Let's do raise lower, brush size wicked small. And let's try just kind of building up around it a little bit. Kind of nice, right? And whoops, a little too much there. Smooth it over. Actually, let's lower that down. I'm killing it. Let's go back to set height. I think I had it 14, 18. There we go, 14. Set height will fix it. So then what I'll do instead is I'll crank it up a little bit to, let's call it 16. There. That's a lot easier. Whoop, careful now. Yeah. So you can do that with the trees, you know, kind of build up the ground around them. It's kind of nice. You can bring in another one. Again, let's go 0.8. Let's have a look and see where it is in the ground here. I'll go with my terrain. Oh, actually, I'm going to leave that right there. That looks fine. All right. And let's have a look on the ground. Looking all right. We got our water, we got our bridge. Now I noticed I have to jump on that. That's because I think I need to raise the ground a little bit. Okay, I was getting a little stuck there. Not a bad looking game right now. And you definitely want to scale them at different heights, just or different sizes, just to vary it up so that they don't all look the same. So there we got our broadleaf and our conifers kind of mixed together. Obviously you can spread them out however you'd like. And do mix up the terrain underneath like I did over here. You know, to kind of look nice.